Hey everyone, welcome to Conscious and Connected. I'm Dana. I got it right this time. This is Jen. And we have the awesome Sophia with us.
Thanks for having me, ladies.
Yeah.
It's great to have you.
Jen, you're freezing a little. Are you still with us?
I am. I'm still here. Oh, no.
You're frozen like this.
I
There you are. Okay.
Of course I am.
Jen, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Sophia.
Okay. All right.
There you are. Go ahead. Dive right in. Introduce her.
Okay. Sophia, we are so happy to have Sophia here. And I would love to go into the story of how we met. We've done that, yes. But I will say it involved Michael Singer, a lightning and thunderstorm, and laughing until we cried. So here's Sophia. She has the most just laugh, and we are so happy to have you here.
Oh, thank you. Our Wizard of Oz experience brought us here.
And Sophia, we start with a question that's a big kind of, it's a big one, but basically we just want you to tell us your story. So whatever comes up for you in less than 4 minutes.
All right. Well, my story. So let's see. Okay, let's do it. So my name is Sophia. I'm a first generation American. My parents are from Russia. And my dad, actually, I feel like he needed a movie about his life. But the reason I mentioned him is he went through quite a bit of different, challenges. He was in prison for 7 years for being an entrepreneur back in the communist times in Russia. He was just like a true fighter, the Leo, the lion of the family. And so he also was like one of the first kind of entrepreneurs to come over from Russia here to America. And so the reason I share that is because I've actually ended up being in a community of entrepreneurs. So I curate a community for entrepreneurs with the idea that basically entrepreneurs have with the right, heart and mindset and intention, have the ability to change the world and make it a better place. And so I just feel very called to create a community for these types of people and providing them with everything that they need to kind of be the best version of themselves, do what it is that they're meant to do in this life, help align their head, their heart, and their highest purpose. And what my sort of medium is, I create transformational experiences. So events, retreats, unique trips and experiences for these people, throwing them into a mix. They think they're coming for one thing and they kind of leave with another. So, and just kind of, creating family. So that's what I guess, I think that's kind of what I do, but I really feel a big part of who I am as well, because I'm just somebody who really loves being with people that are like-minded and just like creating that family-like feeling and being in that space. So I feel like that's just a big part of who I am.
I want to go.
Yeah. So right now I want to go.
Right? We all want that community. And thank you for describing that, Sophia, and for what you do, the rippling effect that you do in your work, in this transformational work. And from what I gather from you, you are the heart. You bring in so much love. And I just can't even imagine what these retreats and everything are like, and how you bring in your history and your love and your connection. So thanks for sharing that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. And it's interesting, after doing a number of these now, there's these themes that keep coming up. And the lovely woman we were interviewing, Cece, yesterday from France, also shared about how her grandparents, being in the Holocaust and survivors escaping Algeria, right, were able to instill this meaning in her that carries her mission on still today. And I hear that from you as well.
Yeah.
And go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, sometimes interesting when you don't have the awareness of that, when you're doing it and stepping into it, and then it's kind of like the connecting the dots, looking back and being like, oh, wait a minute, no, this is potentially why I'm so, passionate about XYZ. And it's like, I think sometimes we don't always look at our lineage pieces and our ancestral kind of roots as, really contributing, besides people look at like genetics and they're doing 23andMe and everything like that, but really looking at how that impacts, who we are, how we show up, what we're passionate about or not, and and then also decide. But yeah,
well said.
Yeah.
And so, I'm curious, Sophia, how are you staying grounded, centered, conscious, and connected during this time?
I'm not. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm just gonna preface that I am one of the people that can't order one thing on the menu. Like I order multiple things and combine them together and make the perfect bite. So choosing one thing sometimes might be hard. So I'll do my best to just give a few little things. So and Maverick, I just don't follow rules well. So bear with me. So definitely staying connected with people that I love. Everyone's on Zoom and all these things. And so definitely staying connected and seeing people. And so we dance virtually. For me, a lot of it has been music and movement, I would say. And music being all parts of that, right? Not just dance happy, but also experiencing, more difficult emotions or something that's kind of sad or something that's more, or also a big part is the spiritual side and the connectivity with spirit. And, so chanting and that has been huge for me. If I wake up earlier than I would like to, because my mind is racing, I go straight to the chanting and my Spotify playlist. And, so I think that music can be such a powerful tool to experience so many different parts of life. So I guess if I had to choose one, I'd say music, fine. But also movement. So yoga has been huge. And I would say just patience and being gentle with ourselves, I think would be a huge thing, because there's either the oh my gosh, I have, all this time to be at home. I have so many things I've been needing to do. And then fast forward 4 weeks and you haven't done any of them and you're, or just kind of whatever you're feeling is all normal. And I think that's sometimes we are so hard on ourselves for not handling things in a certain way, rather than being gentle with ourselves and being okay, well, right now I'm feeling this. Right now I'm laying on my living room floor for an hour for no apparent reason, but then it's great. That's part of the experience today. That was fun. Now I'll go do yoga.
So it sounds like music, if you had to choose only one, but you don't have to choose only one, but music, because it has this ability to sort of allow us to touch all facets of self and experience.
Yeah.
And then movement for you is really important. It sounds like it's a part of everything you do, whether it's, during this time of pandemic or in your transformational experiences. Movement is always a part of it.
Yeah.
And this gentleness, I would the words that keep coming to my mind are this sweet surrender of, if you need to be on a fetal position on the floor for an hour, we've all been there.
It's okay. Yeah.
That's an important part of the process.
Yeah. Thank you for.
Yes. Yeah. And the imperfectly perfect part about it. Thank you for bringing that, because even though, the mission of this is to bring tools and things like people, we also have to remember that there are these moments of just being on the floor and not knowing what to do, and being patient with yourself, because you're oh, why quarantine? I will read my entire house. And then you haven't done that at all.
Right.
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 So thank you for bringing up the human side to all of it. And Sophia, I am so curious what gift and offering you are going to share with the audience, because we have no idea. We don't know. Some people tell, some people don't. So I'm so excited.
That's part of the Maverick culture, is we're all about surprise. So just throwing you right into it.
I love it.
And part of that was like, I was like, I don't know what the heck I'm going to give. Okay. So that was probably the bigger part. I think I'll probably continue with the theme of the music, because chanting in particular. So I wasn't personally brought up to be, in a religious way, per se. And I think a lot of people might consider chanting to be something religious, or not, but in yoga practice, it started very light with like ohms and, whatever. Then I discovered a couple more teachers that were introducing other chants into class, and was really aware of how great it felt to participate in that, and like the vibration in the body, and how the frequency just changes, and how healing it truly is. And I've also participated in some Native American, different ceremonies of sort, and singing is a big part of those as well. And groups collectively chanting together is extremely powerful. So I am not like it's not like I'm this great singer, so I'm not sure that I'm going to actually chant. But so there's this beautiful chant that is, it's Loka Samasta Suki no Babantu. And again, I'm not going to sing it, but I'm happy to share my version of it that I love. But it basically just means that may all beings everywhere be free from suffering, and be, and experience happiness. And may my thoughts, words, and actions contribute to that intention, to like that happiness.
Wow.
And I think right now, especially when there's so much going on in the world, not just for, one individual person or one individual location, it's really a global experience that we're having. A chant like that, for me at least, like brings me into a place of, even though I'm alone and we're isolated and we're quarantined, of connectedness, and really just putting out that higher vibration, which I personally believe is just so important right now, is like for all of us to be in the highest frequency that, possible, and to be able to just emitting that light and that frequency as much as we can to our surroundings. So I would say that chant in the morning and at night has been, lighting candle with it has been huge. So that would be my offering without me actually singing it for you.
We don't get to chant with you right now.
I'm sorry?
We don't get to chant with you right now?
Oh, if you guys know the chant and will come in with me, like this, like joint karaoke, like I know you're karaoke people, but like if this could be a group karaoke, I'm cool, but I don't know about solo.
How does it go? What is it again? It's
Loka Samasta Suki no Babantu. All right, I guess I'll just do it.
Okay.
I hate you. I love to hate you.
And we'll come in if we begin to remember it, because I've definitely chanted that one.
It'll be quick. We're not getting. Okay, so Loka Samasta Suki no Babantu. Loka Samasta Suki no Babantu. Loka Samasta Suki no Babantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. There you go.
Wow. That was so beautiful, Sophia. So beautiful.
I mean, if you didn't know that I loved you already, that was
that was an expression of love.
Yes, I apologize to anybody for my singing voice.
No, it was gorgeous, Sophia. Please know that is the reflection. It was so gorgeous, and I'm so glad that you brought up chanting. And I encourage everyone to try it, because it seems awkward at first, but all of a sudden you're in like a place of bliss. So and that one is beautiful. And I love with sending these positive vibes to everyone right now, and to all the people that are suffering that we may not know about, or people that we do know about. It's just perfect, Sophia. And know that it sounded beautiful. And I was trying to go in there, but I was only going to make it bad because I didn't know the things.
No, it took me a while. So I would say for anybody who goes to start trying these chants, I mean, some are obviously a lot more simple with the ohm. We all can kind of get that, but yeah, it took me a little while. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then I actually like cheated and, well, not cheated, but I like Google hacked and was like, okay, let me like actually read these words. Because they're all Sanskrit. Which is interesting, Dana. I think the day you were kind of mentioning about like language and how Sanskrit, so Sanskrit came before language, like words, and they're extremely powerful. So yeah, so I would recommend, you can find like live chanting online. Doing it in a group is so powerful. Or just recordings and just kind of put it on as background music in the house, and it just changes the frequency of your entire space too. So
in that brief time that we were doing it, I already felt myself begin to change some, and so I was eager for just continuing. So I will definitely also Google this and try as well, because I think it's like a shortcut to happiness, and that again, we all have access to it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And at a time of not feeling like we have a lot of control, it feels like it would be a way to contribute.
Absolutely. It really just, especially, when you create it as a routine, it becomes like an anchor, kind of for you. And so that's why I do kind of recommend like finding one that's, easy enough and something that resonates with you, like the meaning of it. And then allowing that to just become an anchor. Like once you start repeating it and it actually begins to mean something, and your body then just recognizes it as soon as you start in that chant, in that thing, your body just recognizes, like, oh, okay, here's what I'm supposed to do right now. And you just like go in and get into that zone. So that would be my one thing.
I love it. And one more thing I want to tag that made me think of it. Pema Chodron's Tonglen exercise. Do you know it, Sophia?
I don't. I'm not familiar.
She has this Tonglen exercise that basically whatever you're feeling, you breathe it in for yourself, but then you eventually breathe in whatever it is you're feeling. So let's say fear for yourself, and then whatever you want to replace it for everyone else. So let's say peace. You would breathe in fear for yourself and then exhale peace for yourself. Then you bring it to breathing in fear for yourself and anyone else on the planet that's feeling fear right now, and then replacing it with peace for yourself and everyone else on the planet. And I think a lot of times, like you said about it makes you feel connected. It makes you get out of your own self. Like, sometimes we can get really stuck in the like fear we're feeling, but suddenly feel it, for everyone, and wanting to replace it with something less sufferable. Is that even a word?
Yeah, it is now. Yeah. We make words. I love that. And I was actually thinking about that last week in a meditation. Something came up for me about a lot of times, people will say like inhale something positive and then exhale something negative, right? And so I started thinking about that because like our relationship with trees is like so symbiotic, where it's like both things are important. Like for us to inhale, us exhaling actually serves them. So, why is exhaling always have to be something so like negative, like get rid of all the stuff, and then puts you in this space of thinking about all, And so I was like, well, what if both could be positive? Like, what if both inhaling and exhaling could be both really positive things and just like this beautiful, part of our flow of life. But I thought that was really interesting, this idea of inhaling a quote unquote a labeled negative experience or emotion, and then exhaling. So I'm going to try that. I like it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you guys, I get so excited around this topic, of course, that it's like, it's like the natural flow of yin and yang, that there is not one that is good or bad, right? But they have to be connected in order for the flow we can't always be exhaling. We can't always be inhaling. We need both.
Both, right.
So.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you so much, Sophia. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your connection. Thank you for chanting. Thank you for chanting.
Oh, thank you for having me. This was an honor and a pleasure.
And I wore the Maverick green.
You wore your green shirt.
I love them. I wore the Maverick green. And how can people get in touch with you, Sophia? What's the best way?
Sure. So, yeah. So we are doing a virtual, virtual 30 minutes every Monday. Both of you ladies have joined, which has been awesome. So if anyone wants to hop on for a quick 30 minutes, it's a quick meditation and then a little bit of dance party. So we're, practicing what we preach with the music and the movement. And it's just like a light way to get started. The group is officially called Maverick 1000. So you can kind of check that out there, maverick1000.com, or I can share my contact information. Okay. My email is,
yes. And I just wanted to let the audience know, as well as you, we'll put both of those things in the description. So it's Maverick Mondays, the Facebook group that they can come, and I can tell you what, it's an amazing way to start your week, is getting your movement on. And, the website, Maverick 1000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So we created an event called Camp Maverick, which was like a sleepaway camp for entrepreneurs. And so this whole thing that we're doing on Maverick Monday right now, the actual thing we call Awake and Shake. So that's how we would kick off camp, would be coming in, doing some movement, mindfulness, and then just having an awesome dance party full on for an hour, and with performers and DJs and all this stuff happening in the morning.
I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go. I want to go.
Oh gosh. Yes. So we just taken that, boiled it down to a 30-minute thing and made it virtual and open it up beyond our community just to share that, vibe and that experience with people. Yeah. And to that point, a brief, I know we're wrapping, but I think this is such a beautiful experience, this pause that we're all in, to remember who we are and remember what we are most excited about creating in the world. Because that's just, the camp thing just brought that up for me. It was a reminder to me, we almost retired camp, and this whole thing and doing these Maverick Mondays and feeling that thing, I was like, nope, it's not going away. It's coming back. This is something that I feel super called to create. And I'm going,
Goosebumps.
Yeah. Thank you.
Goosebumps. Yeah. And it's going to be bigger and better because people are going to come out of this with some profound changes. I really believe that.
Yeah. So that was just my invitation to anyone who's, just reconnect with yourself and what you love.
Love it.
Yeah. What an honor. So grateful.
Namaste.
And now everyone gets an experience of the three of us in a car together on a windy road.
In the middle of a tornado warning.
In Alachua, Florida.
That's perfect.
So with that, we're going to say goodbye for now. We look forward to seeing everyone again soon, and thank you again. What a pleasure.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.